You are tuned into Realtor Talk, hosted by Bridget Youngblood. Thank you for tuning in.
Welcome to our deep dive into SmartLA 2028 technology for a better Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We'll be exploring how the city plans to use technology to tackle some of its biggest challenges.
Okay.
From prepping for the 2028 Olympics to ensuring everyone has internet access.
Yeah.
This document covers it all.
It's quite ambitious.
Yeah.
What's fascinating is that the document doesn't just focus on the technology itself,
Right.
but really emphasizes using it thoughtfully
Yeah.
to improve the lives of everyone in LA.
So before we get lost in the details, maybe we should start with the basics.
Okay.
What exactly does LA mean by a smart city?
Right.
I mean, is it all self-driving cars and robots delivering pizza?
Not quite, though. That would be pretty cool.
Huh.
Los Angeles defines a smart city as one that utilizes technology,
Okay.
data and resources efficiently, ethically, and securely to enhance the quality of life and sustainability for everyone. Think tangible benefits, not just fancy gadgets behind the scenes.
Okay, that makes sense. But can you give me an example of what that actually looks like in practice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Think about the MyLA 311 app.
Okay.
It's become a one-stop shop for residents to report issues, request services, and stay informed. It's streamlined city services and made it easier for people to connect with their local government.
Right.
That's a classic example of a smart city solution.
Right. I use that app all the time.
Yeah.
But are there other examples of things that are already in place that most people wouldn't even think of as smart city tech?
Definitely.
Okay.
Think about the 5G network that's being rolled out across the city.
Okay.
Or even the text to 911 system.
Uh-huh.
These technologies are already making a difference in how people connect and stay safe.
Okay.
And let's not forget the electric vehicle chargers popping up everywhere,
Right.
making it easier for people to adopt more sustainable transportation options.
I hadn't thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Those are all great points. And it seems like LA has a pretty comprehensive plan for how to take all of this even further by 2028.
They do.
Yeah.
The document breaks down their approach into 5 core components.
5.
Yes.
Okay. That sounds like a lot to unpack.
It is.
Where do we even begin?
Let's start with the foundation.
Okay.
Smart city infrastructure.
Okay.
This is all about the physical tech in public spaces.
Okay.
Think 5G networks, fiber optic cables, and those internet-connected sensors we keep hearing about.
So it's about building the backbone of a connected city.
Exactly.
What kind of projects fall into this category?
A great example is happening right now at LAX,
Right.
the Landside Modernization Project, or LMP.
Oh, yeah.
They're adding tons of smart infrastructure to the airport to improve everything from traffic flow to passenger experience.
I've heard about that.
Yeah,
It sounds like a massive undertaking.
it is.
Why is that kind of project so important for a smart city?
Well, think about it. LAX is one of the busiest airports in the world. By implementing smart infrastructure, they can manage that volume of people and luggage more efficiently,
Right.
reduce wait times, and hopefully make travel a little less stressful.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So infrastructure is all about laying the groundwork for a more connected and efficient city.
Exactly.
What's the next piece of the puzzle?
The next component focuses on smart city data tools and practices.
Okay.
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
It's all about how the city collects shares and analyzes data to improve services and make better decisions.
I can see how that would be crucial, but also a bit tricky.
Yeah,
Data can be powerful, but it can also be misused.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
There are definite ethical considerations. But one of the great things about the Smart LA 2028 plan is that it emphasizes responsible and transparent data management.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you give me an example of how data is already being used to make LA a smarter city?
sure. Okay.
Think about the LAPD's CompStat program.
They use it to analyze crime data, identify trends, and deploy resources more effectively. It's not just about reacting to crime after it happens.
Right.
It's about using data to try and prevent it in the first place.
Okay, so that's a public safety example.
Yes.
But how else can data be used to make a tangible difference in people's lives?
The Clean Streets LA program is a good example.
Okay.
By analyzing data from resident reports and sensors, the city can proactively send cleaning crews to areas that need it most,
Wow.
making the city cleaner and more livable.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they're essentially using data to make city services more responsive and efficient.
Exactly.
But wouldn't all this data analysis require a lot of specialized expertise?
You're spot on.
Yeah.
That's why the city has launched the LA Data Science Federation, partnering with local universities
Okay.
to tap into the talent and expertise of data scientists.
Cool.
It's a great example of how collaboration can be a key part of a smart city strategy.
It sounds like LA is taking a very collaborative approach to all of this.
They are.
What's the next component of the SmartLA 2028 plan?
The third component is smart city digital services and applications.
Okay.
These are the public-facing apps and websites that deliver city services directly to residents. Think of it as bringing City Hall to your fingertips.
Okay, so this is where things get really tangible for people.
Exactly.
You've already talked about MyLA 311.
Right.
But what other digital services are they highlighting in the document?
The elliscity.org resident portal is a big one.
Okay.
It offers personalized information based on your neighborhood, so you can easily find out about local event services and even report issues specific to your area.
I've used that to check street cleaning schedules.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
It is.
What about other digital tools that might surprise people?
The Shake Alert LA app is a great example.
Oh, yeah.
It's connected to a network of earthquake sensors and can send you an early warning before the shaking starts.
Right.
It may only give you a few seconds,
Wow.
but that can be enough time to take cover and potentially save lives.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're really thinking about how to use technology to keep people safe and informed.
They are.
But I imagine there are challenges too, right?
Yes.
I mean, not everyone has access to smartphones or the internet.
You're right.
Yeah.
That brings us to the fourth component of the SmartLA 2028 plan, which focuses on smart city connectivity and digital inclusion.
This is such an important issue.
It is.
We've all seen how essential internet access is,
Right.
especially during the pandemic.
Yeah.
What is LA doing to address the digital divide?
They're tackling this issue on multiple fronts.
Okay.
One approach is providing free or low-cost devices and internet access.
Oh.
Programs like our Cycle LA
Mm-hmm.
refurbish old city computers and give them to families in need, along with free internet.
That's a fantastic initiative.
Yeah.
Giving people the tools they need to connect is so important.
It really is.
Yeah.
But it's not just about access. It's about making sure people have the skills to use technology effectively.
Yeah.
That's where programs like Tech2Go come in.
Okay.
They provide free access to laptops, tablets, and even mobile hotspots at public libraries.
So it's a two-pronged approach.
Yeah.
Providing the hardware and the skills.
Exactly.
But I imagine coordinating all these different programs and initiatives across a city as big as LA
Right.
must be a huge challenge.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's where the fifth and final component comes in.
Okay.
Smart city governance.
Okay.
It's about making sure all these different pieces work together smoothly and effectively.
It sounds like the glue that holds the whole smart city vision together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about establishing clear goals, policies, and funding mechanisms to support all the initiatives we've been discussing.
Right.
And it's about coordinating efforts across different city departments,
Yeah.
which can sometimes feel like herding cats.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So what are some of the key elements of LA's approach to smart city governance?
One important element is the Information Technology and General Services,
Okay.
or ITGS City Council Committee.
Okay.
They advise on technology investments and smart city projects, making sure everything aligns with the city's overall goals.
So they're kind of like the steering committee for all things smart city.
Yes, exactly.
But how do they ensure these projects actually get implemented?
Well, there's the Innovation Fund,
Okay.
which provides funding for pilot projects proposed by city employees.
Uh-huh.
This allows them to test out new ideas and see what works before scaling up.
Cool.
It's a way to encourage creativity and experimentation within the city government.
I love that they're encouraging people to come up with innovative solutions.
Yeah.
But LA isn't operating in a vacuum, right?
Right.
Are they collaborating with other cities or organizations on that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The document highlights LA's role as a founding member of the World Council on City Data.
Okay.
This organization promotes global standards for city data, which is essential for collaboration and sharing best practices.
It sounds like they're really committed to working with others to make this whole smart city thing work.
They are.
Yeah.
But even with all these great initiatives,
Right.
they acknowledge there are still challenges to overcome.
Sure.
One of the biggest is coordinating smart city projects across different departments with different priorities and budgets.
The classic bureaucratic hurdle.
Yes.
How are they trying to address that?
They're proposing to create a formal LA City Smart City Division
Okay.
within the Information Technology Agency.
Okay.
This division would be responsible for coordinating all smart city projects,
Okay.
managing the budget, and ensuring everything stays on track.
That sounds like a smart move.
It does.
Having a dedicated team focused on these initiatives could make a huge difference.
I think so too.
Yeah.
They're also looking to establish a formal ITPC Smart City Committee
Okay.
that would meet regularly to discuss progress, address challenges, and make sure everyone is on the same page.
So it's all about improving communication and collaboration.
Exactly.
Now, we've talked a lot about the framework of the SmartLA 2028 plan.
Right.
But I'd love to dig into some specific examples
Yeah.
of how these different components are already making a difference in people's lives.
Let's do it.
Okay. One area where we're already seeing a big impact is transportation.
Okay.
Remember those 40,000 loop detectors we talked about earlier?
The ones that are part of the traffic management system.
Exactly.
Right.
By using data from those detectors,
Yeah.
the city has managed to reduce travel time by an average of 10%.
10%.
Yes.
That's a significant improvement for commuters.
It is.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
10% less time stuck in traffic.
Right.
Sign me up.
Uh-huh.
What about other areas where we're seeing tangible results?
Sustainability is another big one.
Okay.
The city has replaced over 140,000 streetlights with energy-efficient LEDs.
That's got to save a lot of energy.
It does.
They're saving about $3 million annually on electricity costs.
Wow.
And it's also reducing light pollution.
Right.
Which is great for the environment.
So it's a win-win for the city and the planet.
Exactly.
Are there any other examples that really stand out to you?
The MyLA 311 app is a real success story.
Okay.
It's become the go-to platform for residents to report issues and request services.
Uh-huh.
Last year alone, they processed over 1.3 million service requests through the app.
Wow, that's a lot of potholes getting filled and graffiti getting cleaned up.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's not just about efficiency.
Right.
It's about empowering residents to take ownership of their neighborhoods
Uh-huh.
and make their voices heard.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It sounds like the MyLA 311 app is a prime example
It is.
of how technology can facilitate better communication
Right.
between residents in the city.
Absolutely.
And then there's the Shake Alert LA app,
Yes.
which has been downloaded over 870,000 times.
That's right.
That one blows my mind every time I think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, an app that can warn you about an earthquake before it hits.
It's pretty incredible.
It is.
It's a great example of how technology can be used to increase safety and resilience.
So it seems like the SmartLA 2028 plan is already bearing fruit,
It is.
but this document was published in 2020.
Right.
And as we know, technology moves fast.
Does.
Are there any emerging technologies that weren't mentioned in the document that you think could play a role in LA's future as a smart city?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
One area that's rapidly evolving is artificial intelligence, or AI.
Okay.
We're already seeing AI being used in things like traffic management,
Uh-huh.
but I think its potential applications in a city context are almost limitless.
AI is definitely a hot topic right now,
It is.
but I can also see how it could raise some concerns,
Right.
especially when it comes to things like privacy and data security.
You're right. Those are important considerations.
Wow.
If AI is going to be a part of LA's smart city future, it needs to be implemented thoughtfully and ethically.
Uh-huh.
Transparency and accountability will be crucial.
I agree. It's important to make sure these technologies are being used to benefit everyone,
Yes,
not just a select few.
exactly.
We also need to think about the potential impact of AI on the workforce.
Right.
As automation becomes more sophisticated, it's going to be important to invest in job training and education
Yes.
to help people adapt to the changing economy.
Absolutely.
Those are really important points.
They are.
What other emerging technologies are you keeping an eye on?
Another area I'm fascinated by is the metaverse.
Okay.
It's still early days,
Uh-huh.
but I think the metaverse has the potential to change how we live, work, and interact in urban spaces.
Interesting.
Imagine attending a virtual city council meeting from the comfort of your own home,
Right?
or taking a virtual tour of a museum without ever leaving your couch.
It sounds futuristic,
It does.
but also a bit isolating.
Yeah.
How do we ensure that the metaverse enhances social connections?
Rather than replacing them.
That's a question we need to be asking ourselves
Yeah.
as these technologies develop.
Right.
It's going to be important to find ways to use the metaverse to foster a sense of community and belonging, not just individual experiences.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's
Right.
about how we use it
Yeah,
to create the kind of city we want to live in.
exactly.
Yeah.
A truly smart city is about more than just efficiency and innovation.
Uh-huh.
It's about Using technology to enhance quality of life for everyone.
Right.
And create a more sustainable and equitable future.
Well said.
Thank you.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
Exploring LA's ambitious plans to become a smart city.
Right.
And some of the exciting technologies that could shape its future.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how the city plans to leverage all of this for the 2028 Olympics.
Okay.
It's a huge event that's going to put LA on the world stage.
It is.
How are they hoping to use technology?
To create a positive and memorable experience for athletes and visitors alike.
The Olympics are a fantastic opportunity for LA to showcase its smart city initiatives to the world.
Right.
The document highlights several ways they plan to leverage technology to enhance the Olympic experience.
I'm really curious to hear about that.
Yeah.
What kind of things are they planning?
Well, remember the LMP project at LAX?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be crucial for managing the influx of travelers during the Olympics.
Right.
They're also planning to implement multilingual wayfinding systems throughout the city.
Okay.
Powered by digital signage and mobile apps.
So visitors from all over the world will be able to find their way around easily.
Exactly.
Even if they don't speak English.
That's the goal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They're also focusing on accessibility.
Yes.
Making sure information and services are readily available to visitors with disabilities.
Right.
It's all about creating a welcoming and inclusive experience for everyone.
It is.
That's fantastic. I love that they're prioritizing accessibility.
They are.
What other ways are they using technology to enhance the Olympic experience?
They're looking at ways to use technology to manage crowds more effectively.
Okay.
Enhance security and even personalize the experience for individual visitors.
Interesting.
Imagine receiving recommendations for events and activities based on your interests and location.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're really thinking about how to use technology
They are.
to make the Olympics more engaging and enjoyable for everyone.
Exactly.
And it's not just about the 2 weeks of the Olympics.
Right.
They see this as an opportunity to test and refine these technologies.
Yes.
Which can then be applied to improve the lives of residents long after the games are over.
Exactly.
It's like a springboard for LA's smart city future.
You are tuned into Realtor Talk, hosted by Bridget Youngblood. Thank you for tuning in.